Welcome back again, everybody. My name's
Welcome.
Isaiah.
I'm Dana. Welcome back to the podcast.
Isaiah and Dana.
That's us.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at one of our biggest videos that we ever put together.
The biggest video.
It is the biggest video that we ever put together. It takes place in the sunny west coast of Ireland.
Sunny. No.
Dana has some untimely thoughts about.
Untimely.
Maybe not untimely is not the right word for it. More like strong feelings about Ireland.
Look. I think that I am partially Irish. Partially Irish. I think Ireland is beautiful, but we went there in the winter. I'm just saying most people visit Ireland in the summer, and I'm sure it's um
Beautiful.
more of a fun experience. I mean, Ireland was beautiful all around, don't get me wrong, but just generally, I'm going to say like anywhere is better when the weather is nicer.
I really enjoyed it in the winter.
Okay, well, it definitely wasn't sunny.
There were some very sunny days. I have pictures to prove it.
Okay, there were some days where the sun came out.
It does kind of make sense, though, after going there, why people from the British Isles are pasty white. I mean, there is not a lot of sun. That makes some more sense.
Yeah, I mean, not where it took place, but where we stayed was this little town, and half of the town like had all these. Well, there's like a main strip where there's all these shops and stores and restaurants and stuff, and half of it was just straight up closed for like the season because we were there in the off tourism season, which is actually fine because then we got to experience a lot of things without like just masses of people, which is good. But yeah, I think that I would like to go back to Ireland in when it is sunny.
Yeah, that would be nice. But, I mean, you definitely get a different feel going somewhere in the off season when there's not a lot of tourists there, and you kind of get more of a feeling of like what life would be really like, in that part of the world without all the additional people and bustling industry of tourism. So it's got its pluses and minuses. But yeah, today we're just gonna kind of watch our biggest video and just react to it.
Yeah, to be honest, we're just trying to get YouTube be monetized again and trying to think of like interesting ways to do that. And this was one of the biggest video. And it was just kind of a fluke thing. Like we happened to be, not a fluke that we were there, but like a fluke that we caught this on camera.
Yeah, it was just one of those happenstance things that you wouldn't expect to happen, and just kind of jumped into action and tried to film it because it was given the situation there wasn't anything that we could do to help the guy out, but you'll see.
Okay, so we are in an undisclosed location in Ireland.
Well, I guess that's so the surfing community. The surfing community really likes to keep a lot of waves and places secret, for a plethora of reasons, I guess. Namely, the first one being things are getting way too crowded. There's a lot of a lot of people in the water going to major surf spots like Pipeline, for instance. Pipeline is insanely crowded these days. And
Pipeline is a big surf break in Hawaii that lots of people see on the internet and want to go visit.
Yeah,
because not everyone knows what Pipeline is.
I was about to explain it. Pipeline is the number one surf spot in the world. It's located on Oahu, Hawaii. It's okay to say that because everybody knows where it is now. I mean, you can't not find a video about it. Or just Google it. But yeah, anyway, so it's a lot of local people to a lot of different locations these days want to keep their surf spots secret, just for them, which is kind of like it's like a good thing and a bad thing about the surf community. I feel like it personally, I feel like that stifles. I feel like that stifles a lot of opportunities for growth and community and, opportunity for a lot of people. but I also, understand the sentiment too. If this is where you grew up at and this is like your wave that you're used to, you don't want a lot of people coming in from, other locations and like ruining that experience for you. So I do kind of understand that.
Yeah, I mean, part of it I think it's a safety reason. Like some of these really big waves you see, like you might watch a video or something, or like see a series and think that it would be really cool to ride that wave when you've never been there. You have never been exposed to that water, that wave, all of the different like nuances that come with that particular spot. So there definitely is that. Like if you're just somebody who always surfs in one location and then like you go to this other random location that you've never been to, like that could be dangerous for you and for the other surfers in the water. So I get that. But yeah, in my opinion, there's a bit of a like, this is our territory. And like, if you weren't born here, you can't come into our territory. And there's a lot of beef with that. And I just feel like that kind of needs to go.
Yeah.
I think it would be better if there was more people kind of looking out for each other instead of, because like I mean, if you're a surfer, you want to travel and go to different surf spots, and I think if there's more of like, oh, this guy's never been here before, like let's look out for him. Like he's, as long as you're being respectful and kind
Yeah, be respectful to the locals, be respectful to the people that understand the wave.
and do your due diligence. But I think like if you've done all of those things, then I feel like the people who are the regulars there should be more like, let's look out for this guy, let's make sure he's okay and teach him a few things and just be more like kind and inclusive. And I think that would be part of cultivating a better world just in general. But
Well, and there is a lot of that, but every group of people has bad apples. So
any which way, this particular surf spot, there are like, didn't Red Bull do a documentary?
yeah.
Red Bull did a documentary and like basically showed you how to get there. And it's just a place that we were not the ones to like expose this spot in Ireland.
Yeah, but we're still gonna leave it nameless. If you want to figure it out, you can go figure it out on your own.
Yeah. So, but there was a little bit of controversy.
Yeah, we had a little bit of an altercation.
There was a
Anyway, kind of to set the scene though, we for this experience we had woken up. What was it, like 3:00 in the morning? Because this spot was
4 hours.
Yeah, it was 4 hours southwest of where we were staying at in Ireland. So we drove down there at like 3:00 in the morning is when we left, and got down there around 6, 7. Right as the sun's kind of coming
6, 7. Why did you do that?
That was an accident.
What is your age?
7 o'clock
Sorry,
in the morning.
internet.
But I didn't even mean to do that. I'm not even gonna go there.
Why would you repeat it? It took 4 hours.
All right,
We got there as the sun was coming. It doesn't matter. No one cares what time it was.
All right. Time change. Anyway, but it's a beautiful spot, and so we're gonna just continue reacting to this.
So we are like up on a cliff.
Yeah, we're up on the top of a cliff. It's about 700 feet up in the air.
Ireland has one.
And this guy took a tumble on his board. He went over the falls and found himself in some crazy white water. And the way that the rocks are set up at this location, it's pretty hazardous. You have very massive boulders that are sticking up out of the water depending on the tide.
There's no beach. Like usually when we go to shoot surf photography and videos, we are on the beach or like a spot that is higher but still on the beach. But this particular location, you basically have to like go on a treacherous hike to get down, and there's still no beach because the water comes all the way in. So like there's no beach for this guy to just wash up on. It's just a rock wall. And you can see some of those huge, ginormous rocks in there. And, like, that is so much white water.
Yeah, and it just continues coming in. He finds himself in a very, very bad spot.
The fact
And
that
if
you
he
can,
gets washed all the way up on the beach, there's no way for anybody to really come in and save him. Like, he's completely alone. He's gonna have to get himself out of this.
the fact that you can see birds flying between our camera lens and where this guy is.
Yeah, that really gives you some scale.
Like, it's crazy. He's handling this like a champ. But being in that is like being in a washing machine. That just does not stop.
Yeah, like an industrial sized washing machine. It's not like you're, just a little one. And it's cold. You got to keep in mind too that Ireland is extremely cold, so the water is, freezing. I would say I don't know what the exact temperature would be, I guess, but I mean, it's cold enough that you need to wear like a wetsuit, a hood, booties, gloves. Like, it's cold.
And he's doing great, but I'm getting out here, but then that big wave's coming. Ah. Those huge rocks.
Yeah, I don't know what I would be thinking if I was him.
No, that's so much white water. Like, it's the whole screen is pretty much just white.
Yeah, and like, where are you supposed to go?
Oh. Okay, so what did we just like flip to a different camera?
Yeah, so we flipped to a different camera. There's a jet ski that knows.
Because we have two cameras running.
Yeah. I continued to film surfers that were taking these other waves that were coming in, and Dana grabbed the additional camera that we had on site and was just filming down, trying to keep him in the frame. And it was so far away, it's hard to even like see him and keep him in focus because like he blends in with the rocks and the water. And he gets all the way up to basically the coastline where there's just massive boulders all over the place. Like she said before, there's absolutely no beach.
Oh, that's like two waves. Oh,
and it's like a cove almost too. So like when you get stuck there, you have to go out on the water. There's no path where you can just like climb up the mountain. Like you have to go back out to be able to go down the coast to escape this place.
dude,
Yeah, we had to make some cuts in the video, but this spanned probably a 30 minute time frame.
so he went under. I mean, he's doing great, but he was just like making no progress because of all that. That is so much foam and white water. It's insane.
Yeah, it's got to feel extremely helpless. I would.
And you don't see any other. Oh, there's jet ski. Okay, they're gonna try to get him.
Yeah, he finally got to a point where he got close to the jet ski, but the man is so tired that he missed the ski.
And then the ski only has like before that wave comes, they can't just like hang out and wait for him to get on because they don't want to get annihilated, and then the ski end up on the rocks. So he's trying again with the ski.
Yeah, he missed the ski the first time. The ski had to go up and over the water and then come back for him, and then he missed the ski again and got smoked and pulled away from the ski.
But he still got his board.
Yeah, thankfully his leash didn't break.
Third time. Okay, so he's grabbing. Ooh.
Yeah, on the third go, he finally gets picked up by the ski, and the ski was able to rescue him and get him back out.
Dang, I thought his board broke. That's amazing.
No, that was a different guy later in the day that broke his board. Yeah, because there was another surfer there that snapped his board in half at the end of the day and had to paddle back on half the board.
I thought he broke his board.
No.
I forgot.
He just got washed in really far.
Go back to the beginning.
Somebody just went over.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
So he's this guy here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he just gets annihilated by at least a 20-foot wave.
So he's already hanging out there when that other guy takes that other wave.
Yeah, he got caught on the inside. And like just dealing with the power of like a 20-foot wave, you're getting annihilated for 20, 30, 40 seconds, and you got to try and like just hold your breath until you can come back up. once you come back up, you got to try and lower your heartbeat, stay calm, catch your breath, and then try to figure out what waves are coming next and figure out how to get out of there.
Yeah, thank God for that ski. Yeah, in my memory he broke his board, but I guess that was something else.
Yeah, there was a lot of chaos that day. There was a guy at the end of the day that broke his board and then had to swim all the way out and around on just half a board.
He's exhausted.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy that he did not break his board or
Skis can't
cut his
swim.
leash or end up on the rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's a savage.
So if you are this guy, because I don't think, do we know who this
No,
is?
I have no idea who it is.
We don't know who it is, so.
No, kudos to that guy. You trained hard, man. Good for
Yeah.
you. Very impressed. The surfers that like to take on the big stuff, they're very impressive people. I think that they really have some amazing qualities. The balance that they have is amazing, and just the balls to go on a split-second decision, because you get like a quick window where you're making a decision on whether or not you're going to go on a wave in like 3-4 seconds. If you're, as the wave's coming up, you have to turn around and kind of gauge like if you're in the right spot, and then as you start to paddle into it, you can kind of like feel if the water is going to take you or not, and you can, like, if you've done it long enough, you'll feel whether your board's in the right place, that you're going to start to go down the wave, in the right way, or if you're too far forward on the wave, if it's going to end up flipping you, and if you're going to end up going over the falls with it, you might be in the wrong, a little bit too far in on the wave, or if you're too far back and you're not in the right place to really catch like the peak energy of the wave, then it's you have to make that split second decision. Like, am I going to turn around and try to go over it? Am I going to just take it and risk it? So there's a lot of factors, and you have to be ready to make quick decisions in situations like that, or you'll end up on the rocks. So, but
You want your drinks on the rock, not your surfboard.
good pun.
I think we need to take a pause.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. Be right back. And we're back.
And we're back. So yeah, I don't know which. I don't know what to say about it. We just wanted to rewatch that video because it's been a long time. As you can see, that I do not remember if the guy broke his. I think I said that he broke his board. So this is what it's good for your memory. That's what I'm saying. It's like our memories are bad.
Yeah.
They're not good, because I'm pretty sure that same day somebody else broke their board, and so I'm like combining those two memories. So I can't be trusted. My memory, your memory, we can't be trusted.
Yeah.
The human mind. But yeah, it's just been a minute since we saw that, and trying to re-grease up the old YouTube channel, and just thought it'd be fun to rewatch and get our reaction to that, because it's a video that sparked a lot of interest.
Yeah, it got picked up a lot by a couple of newspapers, and well, not newspapers. I guess newspapers are kind of dead by that point, but no, I mean, it was
like online.
Yeah, it got picked up by some online websites and was pretty big news for a bit. So that was cool to kind of, put a feather in our cap back when we were just kind of starting out with things, but it was, it's always nice to kind of go back and look at like some of the things that you've done. And we, like she said, we haven't seen that video in a long time. And I don't think we've ever really given our full thoughts on that, because, the video came out on YouTube, but I don't think we've ever really given like our side of the story of like what happened and how everything transpired.
Yeah, that's true. I think that, and I think at that time, especially when we were releasing some of those videos, there was a little bit of contention in the air from not a lot of people, but
a few choice people,
and those people are always the loudest. And so that was literally right when we started the YouTube channel, because we were just doing a thing in Europe for some surf content stuff, and we just thought, like, let's start our behind the scenes YouTube channel, because I love behind the scenes stuff, and to know like what went into that, what did they think about that, I just want to know every behind the scenes thing about all the things. So that's why we started our channel. And so yeah, we never really talked about like those waves in Europe and kind of our
experience there.
experience, yeah, being the filmers of that kind of stuff.
Which I do have to say, I mean, I have not filmed any surfing content in a long time, just mainly because of life things. But kudos to surf filmers. Those guys, like without surf filmers or surf photographers, surfing, wouldn't be what it is today. And a lot of people would not have the opportunities that they have today because if that wave doesn't get caught on video, or that experience doesn't get caught on video or photography or whatever, people don't get sponsorships, people don't get opportunities. It's just a wave that lives in the person's mind who rode the wave. I think surf photographers and surf filmers are very underappreciated because of the amount of things that they go through, where they're sitting on the beach or sitting out in the cold for hours and hours and hours on end, because who knows how long it's going to take for a set to come and for a good wave to be ridden, or or whatever. So like you could go like a whole day and not really get anything worthwhile, or and you only have so much space on your camera that you're trying to film, so you have to like be paying attention at all times to see who's going on a wave, where they're at, and then especially if you're filming in the water, you have to make sure that you're in the right position so that you're not going to get smoked by a wave, but then you still have to be right there to get the angle or to get the frame right, so everybody's correct in the screen, and watch all of your surroundings so you don't get hit by a surfer, you don't hit somebody else, block somebody else, or get land yourself on the reef or break your camera. Like there's just so many factors that go into it, and I think that surf filmers and surf photographers are really underappreciated. So if you ever meet one of them, just tell them how awesome they are.
I feel like it's definitely the definition of like Pixar didn't happen. So you could get like the wave of your life, but if you don't have pictures or videos, it literally is just like
Never happened.
Cool story, bro.
Don't believe you. You didn't ride a 100-footer, dude. There's no way.
Yeah, but really for a lot of professional athletes, you have to have the video of it. Otherwise, because that's how they, like measure it and people win awards and stuff.
Yeah, actually, funny story. Same day that guy had his incident where he almost got landed himself on the rocks, or got stranded on the rocks. The wave of the year was also ridden at that same spot.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, the wave of the year was ridden there.
Now you're gonna give it away.
I don't think they gave away the location in that, but yeah. So I mean, that wouldn't have been the wave of the year if there wouldn't have been a surf photographer out there to film it. So I didn't get that footage, or I didn't get credit for that footage. I do have the wave of the year ridden that year though on camera.
You do?
Yeah, from a different angle.
Why don't we put it
you know what? We'll put it out at the end of this video. If you want to see the wave of the year, what was that? 2023? 2022. No, it was 2023. It was the 2022-2023 season. Wave of the year was ridden, and you'll see that right now.